Video did kill the radio star, which is why I am not going video. I kind of like breathing, and no. Y'all ain't ready for that shit. Sorry. This is kind of like the not quite ready for primetime players. Oh, yeah. This is the Grammy not quite ready for video star. Oh, wow. That thought just scares hell out of me. Okay, y'all are listening to Grammy's Rocketeer, by the way, in case you didn't know, here on reallibertymedia.com, also on rlmradio.xyz, the RLM TuneIn radio station, and the RLM Internet radio station, and the RLM Spreaker channel, and the we're everywhere, and I'm infecting you. I'm like a computer virus, only worse. Okay, what is this? These quotes you guys are putting up here. Dictatorship, dictators. Those taters that look like a dick, don't you know? Dictatorship naturally arises out of democracy, and the most aggravated form of tyranny and slavery out of the most extreme liberty. Wow, Plato. Holy crap-a-noli. You kind of, was you doing a Nostradamus thing when you said that? That's almost a Nostradamus-y kind of thing, because it's true. Let's see. Those who are able to see beyond the shadows and the lies of the culture will never be understood, let alone believed by the masses. That is also true. Plato was one smart fella, and no, he wasn't that little moldable stuff, like Play-Doh. So, yeah. Oh, those were, yay, there you go, dedicated to Betsy. Keep trying, darling, keep trying. Okay, so let me see, where am I at? I'm at home. I'm on the radio, and I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but that is nothing new for me. So, hey, it's all good. And you know what? I just noticed I'm popping over here on Twitter real fast, and Jabberwocky, that lovely JJ's with that absolutely amazing accent. I really do love your accent. It's one of those where when you roll your R's, I go, Be afraid, JJ's. Be very afraid. Actually, you should be tickled that you live across the pond, so I can't chase after you and scare you half to death. Okay, over here in Twitter, I have gained some stalkers. And one of them is Tommy Chong's wife. I was like, booyah! Wow! That's kind of cool. So I followed her back, and I also followed Cheech and Chong and Cheech and a few other people. But hey, that's kind of cool. So now I got JJ's and Tommy Chong's wife. Hey, I got two infamous people. What are you flashing out over there on Corner Pocket? Who talking to me? Oh, man. Bingo, bang, bada bing, bada boom. Vitamin Grams. Oh, I'm picking on Talos over here in the Corner Pocket, and apparently that, oh, you never roll your R's? Okay. I roll around on my R's. You tickle your R's? Okay. Well, So, that's kind of like if somebody gave me $1 million and I tickled them with a feather, we'd both be tickled shitless, wouldn't we? Okay. Yeah, over here in the Corner Pocket, I see JJ's and Sock Puppet and Fluke, who is doing the little flap, 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 flap. Quack, quack, waddle, waddle, quack, quack, waddle, waddle. And damn it, Sock Puppet beat me to it. I did get one earlier today, though. I befriended a duck, and I think I have 80 friendly little ducks now. Yay! And Talos just got his battleship sunk. That just totally sucks, darling. And yeah, bots have feelings too, don't you know? Okay, so over here in the Corner Pocket, yeah, that's all. And I see Moosey is here as well. And my phone is going off, and sorry, I'm not going to answer the phone. It's probably my mother, and actually it just rang once, so it was my mother, because she probably called and went, oh shit, it's Wednesday. bless her heart, she's creeping up on 86 pretty darn fast, and sometimes the memory just ain't what it used to be. I resemble that. Okay, so, oh, did I tell you how many? I have 343 followers over on Twitter. Bada bing, bada boom. That's kind of scary. I've broken the 340 mark. Wow. And then I refreshed and there's Trumpelstiltskin. So I got to shut that shit down. Can't stand looking at that guy. Over here on this effing site, the freedomsnetwork.com is the lovely T.D. Sanders and Mary B. and Grimner are over here. And I don't know who else is over here because I'm not going to scroll down because I have something up that I want to... You don't know how I got all those damn ducks? Because I'm quacked and they followed me. It's like, here, little ducky. Ducky, 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 ducky. Quack, quack, waddle, waddle, quack, quack, waddle, waddle. They like quacked people. See? I've only killed 4, but you know why I killed them? Because they wouldn't give me a hug. So I shot the little bastards. Okay. I can be a heartless heifer when I need to. Over here on Facebook, I see the lovely Mary B is here. Hey there, Mary B. How you doing? And Lisa B is here as well. Hi, Lisa B. And yeah, my brother-in-law Alan is off to go back to work again. He works a tugboat, and darn it, has to go to Hawaii for 45 days. Yeah, sucks, huh? I know. Gwammy, gwammy. Yes. I'm still alive, and I'm not going to Oh, really? Who said that? Oh, Twitter Grammy. Huh? No, the Twittergrams doesn't have no tweets because I'm Gwammy. And actually, over on Twitter, hon, I am P.I. Grammy. Politically incorrect Grammy, because you gotta sometimes you just plain gotta let people know that yeah, don't expect me to be like your typical Grammy. I'm not gonna, although I will bake cookies or muffins or stuff like that, but yeah, I don't mind dispensing a little bit of tough love occasionally as well. So there you go, hon. Okay, where was I? Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh. Grimmy, you roll your eyes? Really? Roll your oh, yeah, well, there's certain things that you just plain gotta roll. Okay, I was checking out the chat. By the way, if you want to give me shit, you need to go to one of these chat rooms. You can either go to Crush and Run Chat or .chat, or which is the corner pocket, and give me static in there, or you can come over to the RLM chat room and give me static in there as well, because that's usually where the staticers. No, sweetheart, that's not. Here we go. Just a minute. There we go. Try that one. That's me. Okay. I know I have to be difficult. You guys have no freaking clue how many nicknames I have had over the years on the internet. I've had a bunch. But I actually earned the Pigster Grammy one from the guys over on Pig Gazette when I was sending them things quite frequently. So that's one that Hambo stuck me with. In any case, okay, let's see. Oh God, here please? Yeah? Huh? Hi. Oh God. I should really stop giggling, shouldn't I? I've had people tell me that really just ruins the mood. Too bad. Okay, over here in the RLM, right up top is my missionary man. Hey there, Asma. How you doing, darling? I also see Barman, who is the most splendiferous bot in the whole wide world, and Barman tweets me, so whew, I get a tweet from Barman all the time. Ha! I also see Grimner is over here. Hey there, Grimmy. He is the RLM God. Don't you know? That's with a capital GAWD. For those of you that don't know. Also, the lovely Moose Girl is here. Hey there, Moosey. How you doing, woman? Absolutely love that pic of Zach, and his girlfriend is Vavavoom. Don't you know? She's a pretty little thing. Yeah. I also see Kate is here as well. The lovely Kate. Grimmy, what the hell happened? You're not the Grimmy middle of a lovely lady sandwich. Oh, Beth Z is gone. That's why. Never mind. Beetle! I see you, Beetle. Long time no see, sweetheart. I also see Beth Z is down farther. She's in my list. Beth is here, though. Hi, Beth. And looky there, Chalcedony. He's got that O in there. Oh, Chalcedony. I also see a double dip and a Chloe in the house, as well as Dakota. And I'm here, kind of, sort of, maybe, on this Whack-A-Doodle Wednesday, and it has been a Whack-A-Doodle of a Wednesday already. Excuse me, that was a hiccup. I also see IB Don C is here, and looky there, Java Doctor 2, the new and improved version. And I also see JJ's is in the house. Thank you ever so much for the afternoon entertainment for me, JJ's. That was wonderful having your tunage playing in the background while I was arguing with corporate on, yes, you will pay this. Because I did everything the way you told me to, and yes, you will pay this. And I eventually convinced them on all but one. And that one is up for review. So, hey, not bad, considering. Okay, let's see, where else am I at? P. Bunyan! P. Bunyan is here. P. Bunyan's been getting exercise with that Jell-O. I don't want to know. I don't want photographic evidence either. There's just some things that I just really... Nah. And looky there, Rob Works is in the house. Rob, did you fire up your bubbler and I just missed it? Missed it. That's almost like mischief. I'm up to mischief. I know that shocks you. Nope, no bubblers yet. Let's see. Trust number 1 is in the house. Hey there, Trust number 1. How you doing? Oh, Potato was a decoy? Damn it. I like taters. I really do. Okay. Woodman is here. Woody! How you doing, hun? And looky there, Phantom 2 is logged into the house, as well as BTC Bob, the first of the Bobs in the house. I also see Colfax 101, which is at rather chilly street, and you know, out in this neck of the woods, things have been getting just a skosh on the chilly side at night, so I'm really glad I haven't put my garden out yet. Yeah, it was 32 degrees this morning when I left for work. It's like, wait a minute, it's the end of April. What the hell? Mother Nature, come on. She's sunny, she's rainy. She's sunny, she's rainy. Back and forth and back and forth. Okay. Dimmer, dimmer. We have a dimmer switch in the house, as well as a Jehovah 1 who tipped Trust number 1 5 bob. Wow, you have 5 bob. I'm jealous. I don't even have 1. I also see Juana Taco is in the house. You know what? I know it's going to shock y'all. I had a breakfast burrito this morning. It was very yummy, too. Mainly because I didn't bring any muffins to work. Because, good Lord, I made 10 dozen muffins. Oh, thank you, Rob Works. I see you've passed around the bubbler. You demand, dude. Sunday evening... I made 10 dozen, or actually afternoon and evening while I had company, 10 dozen zucchini muffins, and I took a bunch to work and took some to the bowling potluck, which, yeah, our team got 5th place out of 7 teams. Although I can honestly say it's not all my fault because I only bowled regularly for like the last 6 weeks, so don't blame it all on me. Where was I at? Oh, Juana Taco. Yeah, I was telling you about my burrito. I had to have burrito because I didn't bring muffins. In any case, and they're almost all gone too, because yeah, the guys at work really, really liked them, and so did all of the vendors and the delivery guys, and yeah. So I have maybe a dozen and a half left. In any case, Kozu is in the house. Hey there, Kozu. How you doing? I also see the lovely Mary B. Good morning, Mary B. It is a Thursday for you. North Force is in the house, as well as Pon Sauce. And the lovely Rain is here as well. We're expecting rain over the weekend, naturally. That's just the way it always rolls. Sock Puppet. Hi, Sock Puppet. How you doing? I hope you're having an absolutely splendiferous day. I saw that you was in the chat quite a bit today. That's pretty cool. And you've been busy elsewhere. That's also pretty cool. Stats Bob and Tip Bob are also here. So see, we got triple Bobs. That's wow. Well, I just had a thought, and I'm just going to leave it there. And to round out the crew, the one, the only, the Vil E_. Just because. Oh, so did you finally get it? Ah, yay, you finally got your transaction through. There you go, trust number one. Awesome. El Stupido. I know lots of El Stupido people. I really, really do. And I just kind of go, wow, thank you. Now I know what it looks like. Okay, this is something that T.D. Sanders shared over here in the FUN site, and I just had to do it because I really do like this. And yeah, I agree with it too, which, is kind of quinky dink because it's the 4 agreements. Number 1, be impeccable with your word. Speak with integrity. Say only what you mean. Avoid using the word to speak against yourself or to gossip about others. Okay, that one I have a little bit of trouble with. At least speaking against because yeah, I notice all my flaws. And D, use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love, which I do that. It's just that sometimes it's not always pleasant. Sometimes it's a little bit on the tough, chewy side. Because sometimes I feel as though I have to dispense a little tough love. Number 2, don't take anything personally. Okay, I get the concept of this, but in any case, it does say nothing others do is because of you, which, true. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality, their own dream. And when you are immune to the opinions and actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering, which is true because a lot of times people internalize, and you don't know, someone's having a pissy day or something like that, and so they snip at you. Or, they say something like, those are ugly shoes, to which I usually say, yeah, so they're comfortable. People have tried to give me shit about the way I dress, and I just tell them, yes, function over form. That's kind of the way I roll anymore. And if it just happens to look decent on top of it all, it's like, oh, bonus round. So, number 3, don't make assumptions. And do you know why? Because every time you assume something, that makes an ass out of you and me. So do not go there. Find the courage to ask questions and to express what you really want. Communicate with others as clearly as you can to avoid misunderstandings, sadness, and drama. And yet, you've got to recognize that there are going to be some people that are just hell-bent on misunderstanding. Why? Because their reality sees it one way, and no matter how much you try to explain to them, they are not gonna get it. Not till they're ready. And that's the hardest lesson for this old broad to catch is, you can buy them books and take them to the water trough and all that other fun stuff, but you can't make them read it. You can't make them learn it. You can't make them think. They got to do it on their own. And the last one under the no assumptions is with just one agreement, you can completely transform your life, which, yeah, you can. And finally, number 4, always do your best. Your best is going to change from moment to moment, and it will be different when you're healthy as opposed to sick. And under any circumstances, simply do your best, and you will avoid self-judgment, self-abuse, and regret, for the most part. And yeah, I tell people I'm always good. Even when I'm misbehaving, I'm very good at it. Thank you ever so much, TD, for sharing that over there on that Freedoms Network. If y'all want to see it, come on over to Freedoms Network, sign up for an account, all that fun stuff. Say hey there, hi there, ho there to everybody. It would be really, really cool. Say hi to Bo, too. I see you, lovely TD, over there on the shout box. Okay, let's see. Where else do I want to go? Here, let's go to something really, truly asinine. Grammy shared this just a little bit ago in the RLM chat on comonews.com. There is a recall out there. A euthanasia drug is found in party animal dog food. Party animal dog. Oh, and it's organic. Yeah, organic. You know, fertilizer, manure. That's organic. Just because something's organic doesn't necessarily mean you really, really want it. But this is Cocolicious Party Animal Organic Beef and Turkey with coconut oil, vegetables, and fruits. And the extra added dose of euthanasia drug. Yay. This is from Pensacola, Florida. Imagine that. Party Animal dog food recalled 2 flavors of food earlier this month after lab tests resulted in a positive testing for pentobarbital. Ooh. On April 13th, a retailer in Texas notified Party Animal of the positive results after a customer took samples of 13-ounce cans of Cocolicious beef and turkey dog food and they had the lot and all that fun stuff, and Cocolicious chicken and beef dog food in the lab for testing. Pentobarbital is a drug used in animal euthanasia. Well, the short-term effects are drowsiness, slurred speech. Wait a minute. How can you tell if your dog's got slurred speech? Poor concentration. Okay, neither one of my dogs can concentrate for doodly shit unless I'm holding their ball. And then they are like on point. Confusion? Yeah, they're both confused when I pretend to throw the ball and they can't find it. Dizziness? Well, okay, that's my job, is to have that because I come a dizzy old broad sometimes. And problems with movement and memory. Withdrawal symptoms must be discussed with a healthcare provider. Barbiturate withdrawal can cause a serious abstinence syndrome that may even include seizures. And if combined with alcohol, wait a minute, this is dog food, right? I'm trying to, who gives their dog alcohol? It also further slows the heart rate and breathing, which can lead to death. You think? Yeah, when that heart slows down enough and the breathing slows down enough, you're dead. Common forms are pill, capsule, liquid. Common ways used is swallowed or injected. It's a Schedule 2. It's a fucking Schedule 2 F-bomb. Okay. Marijuana. Cannabis, I should say, because actually, according to Dr. Palpas, marijuana and hemp are both members of the cannabis family. And so, cannabis is a frickin' Schedule 1, and this is a Schedule 2. And this'll kill you. Wow. In a statement released to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration on April the 24th, Party Animal said it determined the food was manufactured and distributed in 2015. It then contacted the 2 probable retailers that sold the customer the food and asked them to isolate all remaining cans of these lots. Okay, it was distributed in 2015. Wow. How many critters did not survive that distribution process? That's kind of what I want to know. Okay, who the hell is calling me? And if it's a frickin' telemarketer, I'm going to be really, really, really pissed. Just a sec. Let's see. Who is it? It's my mother. Mother. Okay, one was a telemarketer, one was Mom. Lord. I'm going to have a chat with her. Oh, I come by it honestly. Okay, let's see. Back to this. If pet parents have cans with either of those lot numbers in their possession, they should return them to the place of purchase and will of course receive a full refund. Okay, it's 2017 right now, and this was distributed in 2015. Do the math. Party Animal also said it is working with other distributors and retailers to determine if any additional beef-flavored products made in 2015 remain on shelves. If they do, Party Animal asks that they immediately be taken off the shelves. Party Animal wishes to emphasize that we have submitted many recent lots of our beef flavors for testing, and all have tested negative for pentobarbital. We have also had extensive discussions with our manufacturer regarding the potential cause of the reported contamination of the 2015 lots, and we will continue with such discussions even as we await testing results for the 2015 lots. Discussions. I think that's a nice way of saying, you sorry sons of bitches, what the hell are you doing? That is kind of scary, though. When was this dated? It was dated yesterday. Wow. That is kind of sort of, but it's a couple years late. Just saying. Because dog food, at least not out in these parts, dog food don't stay on the shelves that long. And if it does, it's because somebody was not rotating the stock. I used to work in a grocery store years and years and years and years ago, and so I kind of sort of know how this shit works. Okay. Thanks, Grim, for that. I'm still trying to figure out why in the hell you would be concerned about combining alcohol with that if it's in the dog food. Okay. Let me see. Anything else just really, really going on? Ethereum surges. Oh, okay. That's a Bitcoin thing. I just don't do Bitcoin. I just don't. Why taxation is slavery? Because you're working your ass off and you have negotiated with whomever to be reimbursed for your time and your effort and your knowledge with whomever it is you are providing these services to. You have come to an agreement on how much you are willing to take in compensation for your time and effort and knowledge, and then the government steps in and says, wait a minute here. We know we were not involved in the negotiation process, but seeing as how we weren't involved, we're just going to take such and such % out of it. Just because we said we could, because, well, we're the government and you can't do anything about it, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. Right. Taxation is theft. Unless it is a mutually agreed upon kind of thing. Yeah, get the hell out of here. Hey, Desert Hawk, how you doing this evening? I see you joining in over here. Speaking of, government and all that other fun stuff, in the mail on Monday, I received one vital piece of mail. One. And you know what it was? The Battle of Stirling, Scotland's terms. Ah, cool. Thanks for that, Desert Hawk. I received a survey, Trump Agenda Survey. So I'm going to read this to you because it's like, wow. And in the instructions, it says, carefully read and answer each of the following questions by clearly filling in the box. Regardless of whether you are undecided or choose not to answer some questions, please return this completed Trump agenda survey within 7 business days to ensure accurate tabulation and dependable results. And the example of how to fill in the box is you fill in the box. You do not put an X in the box. You do not put a check in the box. So only good little monkeys that know how to color inside the lines inside that little box, those are the only ones that are going to be counted. Hey. Okay, I got to see what this is that Sock shared. Godzilla? Ah, look at all. Oh, someone was wearing the cone of shame. Yes, Godzilla can cause a lot of damage, even drunk. That is true. Okay, so this survey. Number 1. Do you have any interest in serving as a volunteer to help at your local Republican Party headquarters or to assist a Republican candidate in your area? Yes or no? I think that's a pretty easy one for y'all to guess on that one. Yes, the president does only get 1 page at a time because, well, it takes a while to explain things. But at least they're not color in pages. That's what they used to give to Dangleberry. Okay, I'm going to say a great big no on that one. I think if I actually do fill this out, I will do check marks just to be an obnoxious little shit. Okay. Please rank the following issues according to the importance you believe that they should have as POTUS Twompelstiltskin and Republicans in Congress move to turn our nation around, with 1 being the most important. Ooh, 1 is the most important. How awesome is that? Okay. Build a border wall and stop illegal immigration. I don't want a border wall unless you put a tram across top of it. That would be cool. Reverse POTUS Dangleberry's unconstitutional executive orders. Why would you have to reverse them if they're unconstitutional? They should just be going into the shredder. It shouldn't matter, should it? Oh, I know. Y'all have your little processes and procedures. How about this one? Fully enforce our immigration laws and withhold federal funding from sanctuary cities who harbor illegal immigrants in violation of federal law. Yeah, as if you're going to do that. Re-equip and rebuild our military. That's a great big down at the very bottom of the barrel kind of thing. Y'all have so damn many toys right now that you're dumping the shit in the ocean and all kinds of other places so that you can keep the budget that you've got, because it's a use it or lose it kind of mentality y'all got. Okay, reduce federal regulation and cut corporate tax rates to get the economy growing. Okay, I agree with reduce federal regulation. I'd say we reduce that down to, okay, I probably can't get it all the way down to 0, but I'm thinking in the single digit zone. And corporate tax rates, I think corporates are the only ones that should have to pay taxes. They are not individuals. If anyone should have to pay taxes, it should be corporate. I don't think anyone else should. Encourage domestic exploration and production of domestic energy sources. There's all kind of energy sources that y'all just won't encourage or invest in because, well, they're renewable and it's a one-time deal for y'all unless you sell repair parts. FUD! Oop, FUD was here and then he was gone. That's my brother. Shrink the size of the federal bureaucracy and make it more accountable and efficient. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, I want to put that one as number 1. I want to reduce it down into the single digits. As that's how many people should be employed by the federal government, in the single digits. Tax reform to simplify the income tax system, making it flatter and more fair. I'm all for a flat tax. Flat, like level playing field, like right level with the ground. How's that sound? Does that work for you? They also have an other, but they only give a really short line for that. I can't print that small. Number 3, are you in favor of major federal investment in rebuilding the country's infrastructure of roads, highways, bridges, and airports? Well, jeepers. If it didn't involve getting another loan from the Fed, which is a private entity, if it was, if that's actually what those corporate tax dollars went to, my roads, I would consider it. But, the federal government is not real thrifty. So, yeah, don't think so. Should POTUS, Trumpelstiltskin, renegotiate the North American Free Trade Agreement, or NAFTA, and other trade agreements to ensure American jobs are put first? Moving along. Number 5, do you support reducing the federal tax rate for corporations to stop companies from moving their headquarters overseas and to encourage investment in facilities that will lead to job growth in the United States? Okay, that's not really so much the problem, because if you actually stop to realize what the hell they're doing here, what's that sock? Actually, they say that they have their corporate headquarters overseas, but what they really do is they have a post office box, or a bunch of them do. They have a P.O. box over there, and a lot of their money is funneled into banks overseas. Excuse me. But that's not the worst part. The worst part is that even though the bulk of their sales may be done here in the United States, they cook the books to make it look like the bulk of the sales are elsewhere. Most of the profit is elsewhere, but all of the expense is in the USA. It's not necessarily the bottom number. It's how they arrived at that bottom number. That's what a lot of people don't realize. It's like with these polls and all that other fun shit. It's not necessarily the end result. It's how they got to that end result. It's just like if you were to look at your life. You're born and you die. Is that the way you want your life to be? I was born, then I died. Nothing in the middle counted. No, it's all of that shit in the middle that counts. That's the important stuff. And everybody looks at all these polls and all of this other fun stuff, all of this data, and they say, oh, well, these are the bottom numbers. So yeah, but how did they get there? What did they use? What questions did they ask? How did they tabulate the findings of that? Yeah, no. Yeah. Ah, that's a good one, Kate. I like that song. Let's see. What is this? Sock. I'm finally looking at. Oops. Oh, man. That looked like it's going to leave a mark. Oops. That was a much younger and thinner Trumple, too, by the way. Okay, number 6. Should POTUS Trump issue an executive order to suspend government unions so that his administration can quickly move to hire or to fire federal employees found to be unnecessary, incompetent, or unresponsive to their mission of serving the American people? Okay, you know what? I may just actually have to at least fill some of these out just so I can answer a big fat yes to that one, because I'm thinking there's an awful lot of federal employees that are unnecessary, incompetent, or unresponsive to their mission. So fire their sorry asses already. I may actually have to turn this in. Damn. Do you support efforts to eliminate the federal Common Core education curriculum program for K through 12? Not only yes, but hell yes. I think the federal government needs to get completely out of the educraption system. That's why it is an educraption system. Oh, hey, they're actually asking for donations too. Fuck me running. Number 8, should the Republican majority in the United States Senate take whatever steps are necessary to overcome Democrat opposition to get confirmation of POTUS Rumpelstiltskin's choices for the federal courts, especially for vacancies to the U.S. Supreme Court? Fuck you. I don't like any of his choices, so fuck you. Number 9, do you believe that Democrats in Congress have any intention of working in good faith with POTUS Rumpelstiltskin and Republicans to address the pressing issues facing our nation? They have issues with dry cleaning. It's called an iron and an ironing board. I know how to do that, but I'm not doing your ironing. Sorry. I rarely do my own. No, they're not going to work together because that's all part of the plan, dummies. Number 10, are you optimistic that POTUS Rumpelstiltskin and we bloodlikins in Congress will pass reforms and conservative policies to improve our economy, strengthen our security, and protect our freedoms? Is that a trick question? I think it is. Number 11, do you believe that the so-called mainstream media, aka corporate lame-ass propaganda system, will give POTUS Rumpelstiltskin fair, unbiased coverage of his policy proposals and leadership? Nope. Even I don't have that vivid of an imagination. Wow. And I have a pretty vivid one. And finally, number 12, will you make a commitment to stand with POTUS Rumpelstiltskin and Republicans in Congress as they fight to put our nation back on track and make America great again? Oh, they spelled it wrong. They spelled it G-R-E-A-T. It should be G-R-A-T-E. Wow. Oh! Yeah, you did find it, Grimmy? Yeah, isn't that just absolutely amazing? And yeah, I can make a donation. If I want them to count on me, I am pledging my support with a contribution to the Republican National Committee. Oh. Yes, Desert Hawk. He is legally a war criminal. Yes. Oh, I can even give them a credit card. And they want to know my occupation and who my employer is. And no. You know, after reading all of this and only finding 2 that I have any kind of strong opinion on, which basically is, yes, I think any federal employee found to be unnecessary, incompetent, or unresponsive to the mission of serving the American people, which I'm wondering, how are they going to be? Are they going to wear the little white aprons? Is the food going to get to us still warm? You know, you got to ask these questions. That one, I think, yes, we should fire all redundant, unnecessary, incompetent, and unresponsive ones. Yes. Which basically leaves in the single digits, right? That's what I'm thinking. And, well, you know, there's just not going to be enough for them to do. So, yeah, fire them too. And I do think we need to get rid of Common Core. So, pretty much, I have 2 questions out of 11 that I feel strongly about. Is that feeling strongly enough to actually wish to send back this registration numbered survey? Nope. Hmm. Okay. So, what scum are you looking forward to meeting, Desert Hawk? And yes, Betsy, I don't think Dangleberry had a day without war. I think every damn one of them is a frickin' war criminal. Da, 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 da. Thank you for sharing that um, bipartisan agenda thingy. That's just nuts. It's just all there is to it. Da, da. Ooh. JJ's had a cheese and ham toasties with cider, and then he quit. See how you are. I finally get around to seeing that. Damn it. JJ's, I'll bet you didn't make enough for the rest of the class, did you? Shame on you. Okay, let me check my Facebook, see if I got anything just new and unusual going on over here. Doesn't look like I do. Oh, wait. No. Whoa, what? That's a picture of my daughter. That's a picture of my daughter, my baby girl. See, she puts makeup on and you can actually tell she's got mascara on. And I put makeup on and it's like, nah. I guess that's because she knows what she's doing and I don't. Okay. I have a couple here, and I'm not real sure if how much I'm going to get to this evening. But I do have a couple here that I wish to get to. I think I'll go to the mirror one first. You know, I keep hearing things of, people, what you see in others is actually a reflection of what is within yourself, which I do kind of agree with that, but then again, not really, because if I see someone as a murdering asshat, that doesn't mean that I got a murdering asshat lurking inside of me either. Because I think if I were to actually take someone's life, it would be justified. I mean, you would have to push me awful goddamn hard to get me to the point where I would take someone else's life intentionally. So I don't know that you necessarily everything that you see in someone else is something that is a reflection of what is within you. Having put that out there, this is Breaking the Mirror Concept by Jenny Schiltz, and it's from the 20th of this year. I liked the headline basically because it's like, okay, I've been seeing a lot of this stuff lately of people saying that, well, if you see it in others, and that means you're recognizing a flaw within yourself. No, no, no. I do not. No. There are lots of things that Shitlery has done, and that Trumpelstiltskin has done and is doing, and that Dangleberry has done and is still doing, that I have never even considered doing, let alone, wow. I didn't even have the imagination to even come up with some of the shit that, I mean, I would have never in my wildest dreams would I have ever considered offing someone, two to the back of the head and then paying someone to say it was suicide. Oh, the crazy things that happen in real life. It's stranger than fiction. That's for damn sure. I needed a drink. Okay, so we are deep in timeline collapses, personally and collectively. For many, it has been an interesting time of feeling lost, like you're straddling two worlds, or like you simply don't belong in the one you find yourself in. With the collapsing timelines, we are finding ourselves on cleanup duty. Oh, yeah, there's an awful lot of cleanup that's going to need to be done. Unfortunately, there's going to be lots of people that are going to be making bigger messes before that actually kicks into gear. I recently connected via social media with my first boyfriend's best friend. Wow, that almost sounds like my brother's sister's cousin's uncle kind of thing. And what a blast from the past and perfectly timed. Okay. It brought to the forefront things that were left unfinished within me, things that I hadn't allowed myself to see and reconcile, thus collapsing a timeline. Oh, that's what she means. Okay. My soul conspired perfectly to bring this to my human attention so that I could tie up loose ends on things that I haven't thought of in years. Which, yeah. Have you noticed that sometimes something will come along and it will remind you of something else that happened years ago and put a whole new perspective on that thing that happened years ago? I have a lot of those moments lately. What is this? I saw my name was taken or used or usurped or, oh, there it is. Grammy said, thank you, Grammy. Peanut Boy. Who's a peanut? Oh, yeah. Jimmy. Little Jimmy Carter. Nuclear. You guys talking about nuclear shit? Okay, back to this. So, I'll read until I get bored with it because the headline doesn't look like it's matching up too much with what I'm reading. Maybe that's just my perception. So, along the same line, some are finding physical ailments return that they hadn't experienced in years, or a replay of an injury. Again, cleanup duty. We have to look at what emotions link us to that reality versus another. It was for this reason that many felt like they were plunged into a lower vibration or back there again for a few weeks. And I think some of that was possibly the Mercury retrograde bullshit going on too, whatever that really is. Some were able to pop right back while others are still feeling like they are moving through mud, which, sometimes you just plain have moments like that. Others may be finding that what was once familiar is no longer. Things have shifted and changed, like driving on a familiar route and seeing something you have never seen before and having to question, am I on the right road? While this can be unsettling, it is glorious confirmation that you are indeed shifting. I think I'm just going to go ahead and share this because I'm not feeling it. And y'all know, if I ain't feeling it, I get bored quickly. At least with articles. I'll let y'all. Nuclear. Okay. Now that I've shared that, I'm going to go back because I do have something that I'm hoping, Damien, darling, I'm hoping you will rescue me from this one. It's Damien James from the official Damien James WordPress.com. Y'all know how I just absolutely love Damien. This is from January of this year. And, considering some of the stuff that I've seen of late, like Saudi Arabia is now on the Human Rights Council, all this other fun shit with it, or the Women's Rights Council. Yeah, whatever. As if men don't have them. I'm so tired of this divisive bullshit. I don't know about the rest of you, but yeah, I'm getting really tired of this. In any case, this is Damien's effort from January the 31st of this year. Correction to the human rights are women's rights movement. The author's note is, I don't know about you, but I've heard a great deal of talk about rights lately. Too much, in fact. I sort of ignored this issue as it was childish, ignorant, and petulant. And I figured it would play itself out without too much trouble. Or at least I hoped it would. Since it didn't, and my hopes are always hideously misplaced delusions, here we are. there is a rampant bastardization of the meaning of the term rights floating around. So I figured that we all needed a refresher course on the subject, as there are some very ignorant people spewing all manner of nonsense out there, and it'd be mighty rude to not offer a much needed education to the less fortunate. I'm charitable like that. I love the way he writes. So feel free to share this with your friends, enemies, frenemies, local village idiot. Don't discriminate on my account or theirs, which, hey, Mr. Damien James, I do not discriminate. I'm sharing it right here on the radio. So, rights. What are they? Well, that'll all depend on who you question on the subject. The Grand Poobah of the United Nations, aka the Office of the High Commissioner, states that human rights are rights inherent to all human beings, whatever our nationality, place of residence, sex, national or ethnic origin, color, religion, language, or any other status. Note they did not say race. They said national or ethnic origin or color. Race is not in there because they know racism is bullshit. No frickin' such thing as different races. Different ethnicities, yes. Different colors due to the region, yes. But not actual races. So, it goes on to say, we are all equally entitled to our human rights without discrimination. These rights are all interrelated, interdependent, and indivisible. He, she, it, they continue to state, all human rights are indivisible, whether they are civil and political rights, such as the right to life, equality before the law, and freedom of expression. All in all, it's not too shabby. I like the definition for two reasons. The first is that it sounds like it comes from a powerful and prestigious liberal source, which liberals tend to love and worship. And it's hard to argue with the United Freaking Nations, am I right? Spoiler alert, it's not that hard. Idiocy exists at the top of society at least as much as it occurs at the bottom, sometimes more. And we'll get to those issues a little later. The second reason is that it states something very specific concepts that liberals/progressives have been ignoring as they prattle about the rights that they're being denied. So let's tackle this, shall we? Rights inherent to all human beings. All human rights are indivisible, such as the right to life, equality before the law, and freedom of expression. Now, this should be abundantly clear where I'm going with these three delectable selections from the text. I've kept them in context, relatively speaking, and they speak directly to the rights of those who are literally without a voice in so many matters. Naturally, I'm talking about the unborn, and this pisses off the biggest segment of ignorant mouth breathers who dressed up in vagina costumes and marched in Washington, D.C. for women's rights. And I don't care. Here's why. When you have rights inherent to all human beings with the right to life, you have the cornerstone upon which all rights are built. If a human being doesn't have a right to life, then the rights to a religion, free speech, or security become meaningless. The dead don't require the choice of a religious system. They don't have opinions to voice unless they vote in the Democratic primaries. And it seems unlikely that they require arms to protect themselves, unless we're talking about the army of darkness, and that's a completely different story. The fact that this right to life applies to all human beings is disgustingly straightforward. I say disgusting because typically I like a little challenge to untangling moral positions. The bottom line is unequivocal. The unborn have just as much a right to life as some mother does. This is a direct line from the Office of the High Muckety Muck of the United Nations description of human rights. If you want to argue semantics, science, or moral relativity, that's fine, because I can argue through semantics, science, and moral relativity quite convincingly. That just about any number of horrific acts and depravities are actually great under the guise of, well, you see, one can argue that. And for what it's worth, semantics/moral relativity are the first and third to last resort of those who don't know jack or shit about the world. The last two resorts being hate-fueled name-calling, followed by violence, the two tactics currently being employed by the progressive movement. So, what else does the United Nations say about human rights? Well, I'll just take us to the UN's Universal Declaration of Human Rights so we can have some fun, because this is where it gets pretty screwed up. Whereas recognition of the inherent dignity and of the equal and inalienable rights of all members of the human family is the foundation of freedom, justice, and peace in the world. Whoopsie-daisy! Now the unborn have inherent dignity and equal and inalienable rights, or there is no justification for freedom, justice, or peace in the world. Man, that sucks. And here I thought that we could just go to the local Planned Parenthood and get some chopped up baby parts to justify medical research. That does zero good. Arguments to the contrary have already been addressed. So stop wasting my time with your bitching and phony, but I care about others line. You don't, so don't kid yourself. Now, we have to treat the dead with dignity and respect. I know. Yeah, some of you are saying, bump that noise, bro. I like me a little grave robbing, baby cutting, and corpse desecration to show how much I respect the power of life. But unfortunately, the respect for the dignity of life is the only thing that's stopping society from devolving into anarchy and chaos, which anarchy should not ever be associated with chaos, but unfortunately, they've done a bang-up job of making those two seem synonymous. Aye. And you being beat to death with a masonry hammer for killing babies while spouting how much you respect life. Oh, wait. Oh, he's digressing just a skosh. Sorry, Damien, honey, get a hold of yourself. Okay? This continues. Whereas disregard and contempt for human rights have resulted in barbarous acts which have outraged the conscience of mankind. Barbarous acts. Ooh, let's see. Bombing people because, well, we're accusing them of poisoning their own people while we actually are poisoning our own people. So, in order to divert attention from the fact that we're poisoning our own people, we're going to call your ass out for what we're doing, and we're going to bomb you. I wonder if that's what he means by that. So, barbarous acts which have outraged the conscience of mankind. Now, personally, I can't think of anything more barbarous than killing a helpless fetus that has no idea or say in whether an outside agent scrambles its brains and kills it before being pulled from the womb and dissected to be studied in the name of medical science. Wow, I can think of several other creeper magoos that did that kind of shit. I'm not sure if others feel the same, but I'm pretty sure there is nothing that comes close. Rape, disgusting. Murder, meh, depends on the circumstances. Torture, blah. But abortion is far worse than any of those acts. And you know why? Because the only crime that baby committed was showing up in the wrong womb. That's the only thing. Yeah. Once you know what it is, how it's performed, and what happens to the fetus once its life has been taken, yeah, abortion is all of those other things, all rolled into one times 10. Oh, and if they don't do something to scramble the brains and stuff, they inject saline solution. How would you like to have that done to you? Stop and think about that for a minute. So at this point, we've talked about the right to life that the UN alludes to. So let's talk about other rights, that progressives seem to be either unaware of or are actively trying to suppress in America. I'm going in numerical order to make it simple. Number 1, Article 1. All human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights. They are endowed with reason and conscience and should act towards one another in a spirit of brotherhood. Reason and conscience? Yeah, so far I've yet to hear a reasoned argument coming from anyone who's been recently complaining about their lack of rights in this country. And a conscience? What kind of mythical creature is that? I haven't seen one of those in the public realm in 30 plus years. Wow, 30 plus years of life? Honey, you are a young one. And this spirit of brotherhood? Does assaulting those who disagree with you, destroying property, and screaming hateful language count as brotherhood? Well, okay, if it's at a family reunion with my family, it's all in fun. Maybe family dynamics are different from what I'm used to, but that doesn't sound right. Article 3, everyone has the right to life, liberty, and security of person. With a lovely little asterisk. Except for those who wish to own a firearm for personal protection, those who disagree with the progressive cause, and the unborn. You can be a disgusting serial child rapist and murderer and will protest your imminent execution, but still reside within the womb, having done nothing wrong, and you're fair game. If only you'd had the opportunity to be born and grow up to be a disgusting menace and detriment to society, then we'd care about your treatment. But now, well, never know. Article 5. Wait, where'd Article 4 go? Oops. Article 5. No one shall be subjected to torture or to cruel, inhumane, or degrading treatment or punishment, unless you don't agree with the policies of the progressive movement. Then you're a racist, misogynist, sexist, bigoted, patriarchal, homophobic, transphobic, xenophobic, phobophobic pig who deserves to have their possessions and businesses destroyed, your person and your family threatened, assaulted, tortured, murdered, and your faith denied, so you can learn to embrace love and tolerance of others who aren't like you. Like progressives do. Article 12. No one shall be subjected to arbitrary interference with his privacy, family, home, or correspondence, nor to attacks upon his honor and reputation. Everyone has the right to the protection of the law against such interference or attacks. Hello! NSA wiretaps. Hello, hello, hello! Hacktivist campaigns aiming at outing those who don't agree with the progressive propaganda cocktail. You better agree with us now, despite having no compelling reason to do so other than we'll tell the world where you live, where your kids go to school, and where you work, where people will bully, threaten, and destroy your lives. Don't forget the incoming flood of hate speech from progressive bigots. Your employer will fire you because they can't afford negative publicity from the planned tolerant boycotting of those guys by progressive mobs and bullies. Bullies. Article 16. Men and women of full age without any limitation due to race. Oh, here we throw the race in there. Due to race, nationality, or religion have the right to marry and to found a family. They are entitled to equal rights as to marriage, during marriage, and at its dissolution. Uh-oh. Looks like the United Nations has given the right to form families to heterosexuals and left the LGBT community out in the cold. I mean, from a semantics-only position, they didn't directly state men and women, men and men, women and women, or plucky brunette news reporters and those who identify as closeted, mutated members of the testitudes order with the teenage orientation have a right to marry. Those damn homophobes in the United Nations, how dare they let Shredder and Krang take over the world? How dare they? Number 3, the family is the natural and fundamental group unit of society and is entitled to protection by society and the state. I really don't want the state getting involved in this. I'd really just assume that didn't happen. Just saying. That's me. Oopsie. So you mean by giving benefits and protections to families is beneficial to society's purposes? Well, not necessarily to those that are large and in charge, the leeches that be, the bloodsuckers of the universe. It's not necessarily in their best interests. Oh, LGBT and Q. Thank you, Beth. Forgot that Q. Damn it all. So, but yes, families are beneficial. That tax codes should reflect this? I don't like tax codes. But that defeats the whole purpose of complaining about the unequal treatment that heterosexual couples receive. It's so unfair, hipster self-indulgence, solipsistic, ignorant individual lives matters more than family lives. It's just so unfair. Article 18. Everyone has a right to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion, except every variety of conservative, including those of Christian faith, because and we don't really need thought or conscience. We've got emotions and propaganda, so we don't need those obsolete methods of self-regulation, self-respect, or introspection into the justness or intellectual soundness of our beliefs or ideas. Yeah, what he said. Article 19. Everyone has a right to freedom of opinion and expression. This right includes freedom to hold opinions without interference and to seek, receive, and impart information and ideas through any media and regardless of frontiers. Again, except for those who don't agree wholeheartedly with the Progressive Inquisition, and except for those backers or bakers in Oregon or other liberal-leaning states that are compelled by court system to violate this very right in the operation of their own private businesses. Article 21. Everyone has the right to take part in the government of his country directly or through freely chosen representatives. Okay, y'all might think that, but I just, only if the government is I govern myself. I freely endorse I govern myself. Except, holy hell, it seems to be repeating myself. Just copy and paste the unless you're not jiving with the whole progressive fascist movement response and move along. Article 25. Motherhood and childhood are entitled to special care and assistance. All children, whether born in or out of wedlock, shall enjoy the same social protection. Mothers? Cool. We love them. Fathers? Who cares? Yeah, I mean, that really does suck. I know an awful lot of mothers that are mothers and not in the happy way. And I know an awful lot of fathers that are absolutely amazing dads. And in situations where the mother is a mother and the father is an amazing dad, why doesn't the dad get the kids? Courts always lean to, or still predominantly lean towards the mother. Is it something to do with her having the vajayjay equipment? Is that what the hell it is? Don't tell me it's boobs, okay? Because once the child is no longer breastfeeding, boobs are immaterial. Just putting that out there. So it looks like we aren't equal in the eyes of humanity or most societies around the world. So tell me, what other special treatments would you women like to have that men don't receive, yet don't complain about? Article 26. Parents have a prior right to choose the kind of education that shall be given to their children. They go, I do not wish to see, and parents should be able to say, nah, I don't want to put my children through the educraption system. Period. Nope. We demand to choose educational and human health positions that violate the basic premise of human existence and true science. Label them healthy or scientifically accurate when they're anything but. Call them irrefutable, and then we'll force them down your child or force them on your child the guise of public educraption and doing what's best for your children. If you don't agree, then you're an ignorant bigot who's looking to indoctrinate your child with ridiculous propaganda. There's your choice. Either let us indoctrinate your child with liberal progressive propaganda and bullshit pseudoscience, or we'll call you a recidivist monster and hound you relentlessly. And believe me, we will stoop that low. And yes, they do. Yes, they do. Article 29. Everyone has duties to the community in which alone the free and full development of his personality is possible. Wow! Duties! Duties? Duties? That's spelled with a T. Are you saying that society and the community isn't just required to give us all the free stuff that we want whenever we want it? That we're supposed to exercise some kind of restraint as an individual in order to ensure that the community continues? That the individual isn't owed anything from the community, but rather the individual has a responsibility to give back? But that's not fair. Mommy said I was far more important and special than other people. So I shouldn't have to operate under the same restrictions as they do. It's just not fair. And in the exercise of his rights and freedoms, everyone shall be subject only to such limitations as are determined by law solely for the purpose of securing due recognition and respect for the rights and freedoms of others, and of meeting the just requirements of morality, public order, and the general welfare of a democratic society. I'd throw that democratic shit out. Just throw that out. Wait. You mean to tell me that other people have rights too? And that I'm not allowed to infringe on that, and all these rights are invariably tied to morality? But how am I supposed to force my moral relativism and worldview down other people's throats when I'm supposed to respect their rights? It's just not fair. You're saying that I have to develop and respect a common moral code with my enemies? Oh, hell no. I'm not willing to listen to some power-hungry patriarchal religious zealots who have used some holy book as the basis for both morality and law for the past 8,000 years because, hello, I'm the one who should get to make that decision without their input. I've got a liberal arts degree that took me a whole 6 years to earn, and I know shit, and I'm important. Am I right? Yeah. No, you don't, and you aren't. And therein lies the problem. You don't know what you're doing. You don't understand the consequences of what you propose, and you're not some heroic member of a glorious resistance that's making the world a better place by forcing your dumbass beliefs on other people. If it's that good of an idea, why do you have to force it on them? You're an ignorant fascist twit who wants to trample on other people's rights under the guise of tolerance. And tolerance is just a nicer way of saying condescension. And some arbitrary definition of equality that just doesn't exist. A large portion of the people in this country and around the world have had enough of it. They've extended you patience and tolerance, and they have seen how you've repaid that courtesy. What is that, Beth? We don't want to develop respect. You have to develop self-respect, Beth. That's what I think the key is. That's what a lot of people are missing. If you do not have self-respect, you cannot show respect for others. And I'm not talking self-esteem or self-worth or anything. I'm talking self-respect as in respecting yourself enough to not go with the flow if it doesn't feel right, to not acquiesce to somebody else's bullying schemes, to not send those nude pics because your boyfriend says, I love you forever if you send me some nude pics. Self-respect is caring enough about yourself that you are not going to do something that just doesn't jive. You get that feeling in your gut. And yes, feelings do need to figure into it. You cannot be all mental. You have to have that balance between the mind and the heart. And if something doesn't feel right and you think something's a little bit off, steer clear of it. Steer clear of it. And self-respect, people need to learn how to develop that. And then they can start showing respect towards others. And I really think if people gain self-respect, understand just exactly what self-respect is, they will start showing respect towards others. So, yeah, that's the way I see it, at least. So, where was I at? Okay. A large portion, oh, I already read that. Okay. My suggestion is that you quit your bitching about all these imaginary rights that you think you have before you provoke a response within all your rights are taken away, starting with the most fundamental. So, best of luck. Yeah. Damien, I do love the way you write, Damien. I don't necessarily agree with everything you have to say, but 30 plus years, hon, you're young. It's okay. At 30 plus years, I actually agreed with almost all of what you're saying. So, yeah. So, so many people don't understand. They think that the Constitution gives them rights. They think that the Bill of Rights gives them rights. And, it's it was okay, it was explained to us. I don't know if this was the actual intent or not because I was not there. But it was explained to us that that the Bill of Rights was written so that as to stipulate this is as far as you go and no farther shall you pass to the government. It was supposed to be a limitation on government. Unfortunately, things got twisted around. Yes, that is true, Betsy. Their free speech will go bye-bye. And see, that's part of it's part of why we have the Second Amendment, because the Second Amendment gives teeth to the First Amendment. So, and no, Kate, I don't think I saw a single penis hat either. And that is good. Although, unfortunately, there were an awful lot of men running around with those frickin' little vajayjay hats on, and it's like, honey, that is not a good look for you. It really is not. So obviously these people need to have friends that are real friends, not just the BFF kind of friends, but real friends that when they get a phone call and say, I've got this new outfit and I've got this new hat and it's pink and it's furry and you've just got to come over and you got to tell me if it looks okay. Okay? And so when the friend comes over and they see you wearing that, if they're a real friend, they would say, dang, you're not going out of the house with that, will you? Holy shit. That's not cool. That is not a cool fashion statement. You seriously need to burn that thing. Real friends would have done that. But if you have friends that are, I'm so dirty. Do you want to be dirty with me? Let's go be dirty. We'll wear these dirty hats. Well, if you want to go and express yourself like that, that's fine. Just remember that when people see you expressing yourself in such a manner, that means that they are also free to express themselves. And if that expression that they're going to put out there is somewhat derogatory towards your expression, if their expression is like, you really went out of the house like that on purpose? You got to deal with that, buttercup. Got to deal with it. Pull up your big girl panties or your big boy tidy whities and quit whining. Okay? Oh, yeah, see, that's a sad thing, Beth, is unfortunately there are too many people out there that are not true friends. That are not willing to step it up and say, no, seriously, honey, no. That's not a good look for you. Yeah. So, I really do enjoy Damien, though. I think I'll have to share this over on this effing site as well, because I do enjoy the way he writes, if nothing else. What's that, Beth? Don't forget the kid. Oh, yeah. They put those stupid hats on those kids, and I think that's child abuse. And the slogans about pussy grabbing. Of course, what I saw years and years and years ago. And I tried to get the ex to stop, and he wouldn't because he was not a confrontational kind of person. Whereas we were stopped at a red light. I was ready to jump out of the Suburban, and he grabbed me and said, "No, you're not." And it's like, oh hell yes, I am, because we were down at Topeka. My oldest daughter was getting the Governor's Achievement Award for her scholastic endeavors, which my oldest daughter is a very, very sharp cookie. And yeah, straight A's. Kindergarten through, which, yeah, I know that's kind of an arbitrary thing, but she actually did learn lots and lots of useful things. So, but she had straight A's all the way through, actually all the way from kindergarten all the way through college. Never got anything lower than an A minus. But we were down for a governor's awards thingy, and we were stopped at a stoplight across the street from the Westboro Baptist Church. And I shit you not, they had little ones that couldn't have been much more than 6, 7 years old wearing placards. You know, those fun little front and back things that had the stick people outlines of, oh, someone going at it from behind, oral sex, um, fags should die, God hates fags, all kinds of stuff like that. Children, little ones, were walking around wearing these placards. Little ones, like grade school age children were walking around carrying signs and chanting, God hates fags. And I thought, that is child abuse. That is mental abuse. That I was ready to go out there and start grabbing signs. I really was, until the light changed and the ex started pulling off, and it's because I'd unbuckled my seatbelt and everything, and I was getting ready to climb out. Kids are in the back seat going, Mom's getting ready to dive out of the car. Because I really was. And yes, Beth, I did scream out I did hang out the window, and I yelled at them, and I pretty much let them know that your God is a God that I want absolutely nothing to do with. And you are the biggest, sickest POS on the planet for doing that to your children. I was yelling all kind of, I did not yell any curse words because I did not wish to traumatize the children any worse than they already were. But yeah, a church, the Westboro Baptist Church. And I've actually dealt with them a couple of times on my home turf, with them picketing funerals. And they actually picketed when my oldest daughter was still living in the Wichita area. They picketed the church that she went to. And the reason that they were picketing it is because it used to be another church where a individual who was in the Army who had died, and they could not picket his funeral because the community basically kept them away. So they were going to go picket the church that he used to go to, which was no longer that church. It was another community church, or just a regular old Christian church that my daughter's family happened to go to. And they were going to go and picket on the day that the kids were having their Christmas little play thingy. And I was like, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. I will stand outside in 16 degrees and I will keep them from getting close to the church. Granted, I didn't have to, but I was ready to, because they pretty much got told by the police that they did not have the proper permits and they had to leave, and they weren't willing to get hauled off to jail, so they left, which, damn it, oh, I hate when that happens. And then the other time that I had some dealings with them, we had a funeral in my hometown for the chopper pilot of the SEAL Team 6 chopper that went down. They were having his funeral just down the street from my mom's house, and they were wanting people to make sure that the Westboro Baptist Church couldn't get anywhere close to that area. And I got to tell you, I was never so proud of our community, because to me, that's just lower than low. I don't care if I don't like war. I don't agree with any of this shit. But you know what? When a family is grieving, they don't need to see that kind of crap. And not only the Hayes community, but he was buried in his hometown, which was like 36 miles north of Hayes. And the whole way from the funeral parlor to where the funeral was going to be held, and then from there all the way out of town and all the way up the highway, 36 miles, and then all the way on the dirt road to the little country cemetery was lined with people so that the church could not get close to the family. I was really proud of our area for doing that, because that's just bullshit. You know, like I said, whether you agree with war or not, a family is grieving the loss of a family member, and others showing up and saying God wanted him dead, and having all these ugly ass signs and doing this shit just to be hateful asshats. They didn't get a chance to. They didn't get within 5 blocks of where the family was at. So, you know, there are people out there that are willing to stand up for what's right and to say, bullshit, you ain't going to be an ass much here. And that, you know, that's why I have an awful lot of faith in our communities out here. Because even though there are some statists, I'd say probably 50-50 on the statists and voluntarists out here. I think if the statists see that things are working without having a state, they will go along with the voluntarists. I really do. But, and yeah, Beth, there will be more chaos, but, because there's an awful lot of crazy ass people. Yes, Kate, I did say in Topeka, Kansas. What's that, Kate? I'm scrolling up and catching up on. Did you see the... No, I didn't see the... What? Yeah, Westboro Baptist Church is a bunch of assholes. Okay. Texas A&M students form human wall. Yay! See, and people aren't putting up with that shit. They just aren't putting up with it anymore. And you know what is really, really... What's his face? Fred Phelps was the leader of the Westboro Baptist Church, and he had a wee bit of a falling out with his eldest daughter, who was the legal counsel for the church. She's a very sharp cookie. But as he was dying, the church ostracized him. And then no one from the church even attended his funeral, none of his family, any of that fun stuff, because they had pretty much excommunicated him, ostracized him, however you wish to put that. And I thought, as ye sow, so shall ye reap. I did not feel bad for him, because that is what he worked for, and he got back what he put out. The universe has a tendency to do that. Okay. Okay. Yeah, less taxes with less state will sell a lot of status. That's true. And if you can convince people that you really don't need actually, if you can show people how it really works and show them how much in tax revenue is raised, and then show them what the interest is on the national debt, and then explain to them that, okay, you see this interest on the national debt, you see how much tax revenue is raised. Now tell me once again how you think any of your tax dollars are going to pay for anything, because it's not even covering the interest on the debt. You know, once that gets into worms its way into someone's brain and starts connecting dots, that's when they start going, wait a minute, what the fuck? And you won't see it right away. Some it takes a few days, some it takes a little bit longer, but yeah. What is that? Jeb wouldn't have... Who's Jeb? Oh. Okay, 9-soldier crime ring linked to death of... Yeah, I remember reading about that too, Kate. Yeah, taken out by friendly fire. Yeah, and where do they get off calling that friendly fire? Obviously, if someone is firing upon you, they're not being very friendly. I don't get that. It's almost like military intelligence. It's an oxymoron kind of thing. Friendly fire? No, no such critter. No such critter. If someone is firing up upon you with the intent to kill you, that is not friendly. Period. So, okay, I'm going to go back to my pocket. Now that I have shared Damien. Let's see. There's that Saudi Arabia elected to the UN Women's Rights Commission. Piffle. Piffle. Okay, I don't have very much time left, so let's go here. I saw this last week sometime, and I thought, let's have some inspiring quotes. And what better place to go than educateinspirechange.org? This is 15 enlightening Rumi quotes that will change your perspective on life. Apparently, Rumi was a famous poet who has influenced countless generations across the world. He's been described as the most popular poet ever and best-selling poet in the United States. His works covers mindfulness, love, and romance, and here are some of his most potent quotes that will change your perspective on life. Okay, here we go. Here we go. You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop. And that really is, it's saying the same thing, only giving you a little bit bigger scale of how powerful you really can be if you just recognize it. Because whether you just make ripples or whether you are the ripples, there's still ripples. Number 2, everyone has been made from or for some particular work, and the desire for that work has been put in every heart. And I'm a firm believer in everybody has a talent. Everybody has something to bring to the table. Everyone does. There's an awful lot that don't find it. There's an awful lot that get it propagandized and trained out of them at an early age because they get told you have to go out there and you have to be a performer and you have to make money. You have to try and get that big 6-figure income. Number 3, come seek, for search is the foundation of fortune. Every success depends upon focusing the heart, which, if your heart ain't in it, you ain't going to do doodly shit. There's an awful lot of people out there that just are like little Borgs or little drone or bees. They just punch a time clock because their heart's not in it. But if they had something that they could do where they felt productive and they truly enjoyed what it was they were doing, you can bet your ass they would be overachievers. But that gets drilled out of you in the public education system because you must be a little cookie cutter. You must fit into those molds. So, why are you so enchanted by this world? When a mine of gold lies within you, which I don't... See, that's that whole thing of learning to not only respect yourself, but love yourself and value yourself, and not in a narcissistic way, but in the way of if you do not take care of yourself, you are not going to be any good to anyone else. Because if you truly wish to help someone else, or if you truly wish to be with someone else, you've got to be able to take care of yourself first in order to be able to deal with anyone else in a productive way. Number 5, gamble everything for love. If you are a true human being, Half-heartedness does not reach into majesty, which, okay, once again, yeah. You ain't going to win any races if you just kind of walking along and occasionally trot. Especially not if it's a 100-yard dash. Ain't going to win that one unless you're running against a turtle. Number 6, lovers don't finally meet somewhere. They are in each other all along, which, wow, that's kind of a weird way of looking at it, but yeah. Yeah. Number 7, you were born with wings. Why prefer to crawl through life? And that's one thing that really, really, I see so many people that, they have these skills, they have these abilities, they just have a way about them. But they'd once again have been beat down by a system, and they just sit there and they just kind of trudge along. They don't really go out of their way. They don't ever experiment. They just kind of trudge along. They're basically crawling. They refuse to form that cocoon and turn into a butterfly, and it's just sad. Number 8, there is a voice that doesn't use words. Listen, and oh yeah. That's called the inner you. You need to pay attention to it, and you also need to feed it. Number 9, yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today I am wise, so I am changing myself. Once again, it's the only way you change the world. Is you change yourself, because once you change yourself, you change the way you see the world. And when you change the way you see the world, you're not quite so insistent on everybody else seeing it just exactly how you do. Sometimes when you change the way you see the world, you also see that everybody's struggling along on their own path. And although you're willing to give pointers, you're not willing to go and twist their arm and make them do it that way. Force is not good. If you have to force it on someone, they obviously don't believe it's a good idea. Let them come to it themselves. Number 10. If you're irritated by every rub, how will you be polished? Buff the wood. Buff the wood. Rumi, I didn't know you were so pervy. Wow. Number 11. Let the beauty of what you love be what you do. See, if we weren't so focused on financial gains as being the only measure of success, if we focused on the ability to do what we love and share it with others and have others appreciate it, that is a successful individual in my books. Not the financial gain. No, I didn't post a link to the Westboro shit, because that was just a random memory ramble, Grammy. But yeah, the Westboro Baptist Church, and I don't know that they're actually, I don't see them that much in the news anymore. Not since Fred Phelps died. Okay, number 12. This is love. To fly toward a secret sky, to cause 100 veils to fall each moment, first to let go of life, finally to take a step without feet. Okay, Rumi, I'm going to have to ponder that one a while, because I'm not getting it. A little slow on the uptake here. Number 13, your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and to find all the barriers within yourself you have built against it. And you know what? If you have to fight for love, this is for those of you that are in relationships that possibly are not exactly the happiest. If you have to fight for it, did you ever truly have it? That's my question. Number 14, gamble everything for love if you are a true human being. Okay, you've already done that one. That was farther up. Don't be repeating yourself. That was also number 5. Dang it. Repeat. And number 15, In your light, I learn how to love. In your beauty, how to make poems. You dance inside my chest where no one sees you, but sometimes I do. And that sight becomes this art. Ah, I wonder if he's talking about his inner self. Don't know. Those are interesting. I saw the thing about Rumi, and I've seen some of his quotes, and so I thought, oh, that would be a fun little... What's that? No, Grammy, I don't know. I don't know what led me to that. I don't remember if it was something in the chat that set me off. Or, oh, I know what it was. It was putting the kids in hats and tees with the grabbing pussy slogan. That's what led me to that. So, yeah. That's how I got there, Grim. Thank you, Beth. You said it at the same time. Okay. That's just, yeah. Oh, well. And I have a real issue with these frickin' places that I actually no longer purchased clothes for my grandkids at Walmart, just for the simple fact that as I was looking around for clothes for my granddaughter when she was 8, and most of the little like yoga pants or little shorts that they had for coming into the summer season had sweetie or honey buns or something like that stamped across the butt of an 8-year-old's pants. And I thought, who are the sick fucks that are coming up with this shit? That pissed me off. And so I haven't bought clothes for my grandchildren at Walmart or Target for that matter since I saw that, because Target was really bad about that as well. So, yeah, I do not shop. I vote with my dollar, and I do not purchase from people that have clothing like that. Because seriously, you wonder how pedophiles keep doing the shit and how this stuff keeps going. It's when frickin' massive major retailers put clothing out there that have sweetie buns or honey buns or precious or whatever across the ass of little girls' shorts. Something really wrong with that shit. Just saying. My personal opinion. So, y'all been listening to Grammy's Rocket Chair here on this WHACK-A-DOODLE Wednesday. And yeah, I kind of sort of whacked off for, well, not whacked off. Wow, that sounded bad. Went off on tangents a time or two. So, yeah. Did I share? Wait a minute. Did I put that over there? Yes, I did. Okay. I will be back on Freaker Friday for a Freaker Friday edition of the Grammys Rocket Chair here on reallibertymedia.com. Let me see if I had one other thing just real quick. Okay, this is onegreenplanet.org. I'm not real sure about this. I'm going to put this out there. I do eat the apple seeds. You got to bite them to actually get the goodie out of them. But I'd never thought of doing this. Just want to share this real fast. It's from onegreenplanet.org and why you should eat that avocado seed and how to make it tasty. I didn't really know that you should. So, what is in an avocado seed? Avocados are well-known health promoters, and they are packed with vitamins and antioxidants that do wonders for our skin, blood, tissue, and organs. But the seed is actually where most of the fruit's nutritional potential resides. And you know why that is? Because the seed is where a whole new tree grows out of. So it's got to be packed with nutrients. Duh. The seed holds 70% of the avocado's antioxidants, including the well-respected polyphenols also associated with green tea. Polyphenols. polyphenols. Maybe that's how you say that. But that's not it. But wait, there's more. Avocado seeds have more soluble fiber than even top-tier fiber providers. And it has antioxidants that help regulate intestinal function and have even been shown to prevent tumor growth. Additionally, the oil within ups the amount of collagen in our skin, keeping it young and wrinkle-free. Well, a little bit late for me. As well as shining up the hair so that we remain good-looking, too. Okay. What if you didn't start out that way? I'm just asking a question. So why would we throw all of that amazingness in the trash? Well, actually, I do have several avocado seeds that I have not thrown. I was going to plant avocado trees, and I just didn't get to it over the winter. So, yeah. Most of us, at some time, have done that. Or we've attempted to grow an avocado tree using the seed from our homemade guacamole, but never thought of how else to use it. Now I'm just going to cut to the quick because I'm just about out of time. What you need to do is it's full of tannins apparently, and it's got a very bitter taste. So you need to make like a green smoothie or a juice with it, which both of those don't sound appetizing to me. You can also make a powder out of it by grinding it. Or, drying it and putting it in a windowsill to dry and then grinding it up and mixing it with all kinds. And they've got recipes here. But I just thought I would put this out there for y'all to check it out. Because it does, it looks interesting. So, and the friendly giant. Who's the friendly? Mr. Rogers. I liked Mr. Rogers. Oh, well. Y'all have an absolutely awesome rest of your Wednesday. Or Thursday, as in Mary B's case. I will be back on Friday for the Freaker Friday edition of Grammy's Rocket Chair. I do want to put out there really quick something that I saw earlier today, and I kind of shared the quote. Please, every day, be humble, for you are of this earth.